He says, I am remarkable because I am remarkable. Not that God has made him that way, but I am me. Look at me. Eh? Observe me. I'm more special than anybody else. And then of course they're looking to be accepted, liked, loved. Fame. All that used to be embraced is gone. You know that diffidence that used to be, and the building up of the character because of diffidence. Oh yes, that age is gone. That age when people said to themselves, well, you know, I need to deal with myself. I am imperfect. I need to deal with the lack of knowledge, the lack of character. I need to build my character up. Words, even expressed, I need to build the character up that I am. I need to be a solid person, an educated person, a wise person. All that's gone. What we have now is this narcissistic, self-important, shallow age of instant pleasure. Instant pleasure. Moral conversation and correction has gone out of the window. It's completely gone. For the most part. You've still got a few people here and there preserved. And of course, morally and intellectually, this generation, this age is barren. You can't hold a conversation of any substance with this world. Try it. Try it. You get nowhere. People just look at you and they're lost. Eh? And of course all the new words that they're coming out with today, and an awful lot of it is just economical words. Gratitude is gone. Oh, humbleness, kindness, charity, good manners. Let us come to this. That's the world. How we should be. What we should be. We should be other-centred. And this is the heart of the matter. We should be other-centred. We should have manners. We should be polite. We should be knowledgeable and wise and understanding. We should be growing and growing and growing and growing in these things. Now, if you've got one of these abominations in the corner, the devil's vision, I could recommend gradually turning away from it. To come out of that world that is brought into the house, into the home. Gradually turn from it. And eventually you will see the wickedness of that machine. And you'll give it the boot. Because all of a sudden you'll find that you have a different psychological standing. That thing in the corner will depress you. It will depress you no end. So get rid, gradually. And this is the thing with anything in our lives that we need to get rid of. 99% of the time, You have to do it gradually. Sometimes a clean break. A standing forth. So I'm not doing that anymore. That's it. And once it starts to draw back, I'm not going that way. But with some things, they have to be gradual. It may be that you may tomorrow say, right, I'm going to get a brick and put it through that pigging thing in the corner. That's to you. But I would suggest you get rid of that, because it is a psychological, destructive piece that is conveying destructiveness. Totally. And it's amazing, you know. It's like Bunyan when he came out of the enchanted ground. He was in the enchanted ground for a time. And he were taken up and he saw nothing different and he were enjoying this. And then all of a sudden, he realised he was in the wrong. And he came out of the enchanted land and he had his freedom back. He was no longer in bondage to a delusion. And you know, when turning away from this abomination in the corner, this devil's vision, doesn't mean that we go and get a cowl and stick it on and go into a monastery. Or we act like the brethren who are basically in a monastery, these closed brethren and open brethren. No. You see, the thing is, at the end of the day, is that we focus upon other things. And you know, there are hundreds of ungodly men and women in this world that won't touch a devil's vision. Won't touch it. They see it as psychologically destructive and a wasting of their time. And they turn themselves to hobbies. Oh dear, where's that word come from? I thought that was just in a dictionary. Hobbies. Creating things in their spare time, as they say, spare time. Okay. And equally, learning. Reading books. Going to the internet and downloading or reviewing documentaries. And of course, there are equally films, if you like, films, yeah, that's a proper word, films there that are instructive, programs that are instructive, and the thing about it is this: you're in charge. And there are some fine documentaries, some not so, and there are some fine films, and there are some not so, but you're in charge. You're in charge. And there's more benefit that way than that abomination in the corner. Because one, you're in charge. Two, you're selective as to what you want to watch, if you want to watch it. I must confess, I download a lot of documentaries, a lot of engineering documentaries, and across the board, right across the board, because I'm eclectic. Okay, I'll watch a plumbing program. Well, not a program, program documentary. A person will be showing you how to do this. I'll watch a catering program. Not these things on the TV. What I'm talking about is if there's an individual, they're not a celebrity, just a housewife, and they're saying this is how you make this, this is how you do this, and this is how you do that, and there's a fellow over here, an engineer, and this is how you do this, and this is... It's not the crassness of what's presented on the TV as entertainment. These are perfect instructional programs from beginning to end. Okay? I was watching one the other day about plumbing, and that was fascinating. And engineering, rocketry, fascinating. And one on tanks, fascinating. And then there was something else I can't remember. But anyhow, I'm in control. The media and the TV, this TV devil's vision is not in control of me. They plan it out, what you're going to watch, what you should watch, and so on and so on and so forth. No, get out of it. I don't want you, you're a load of trash. And people will say, you see, these days, as before, of course, there's nothing on TV. Well, why have a TV if there's nothing on it? Why are you paying all that money in this illegal television license? You should be in control, ladies and gentlemen. You, me, everybody should be in control. We should not be subject to these beggars, these wicked, wicked people. Okay? It's like government. We shouldn't be controlled by government. We should control government. In other words, when the government says something, we shouldn't follow it if it's wrong. And it generally is wrong, isn't it? Eh? Because they're crooked and perverse. But our best way to get away from ever coming to this self-destruction, imploding, by feeling sorry for ourselves if we're single. So what? So what? What are you going to do about it? Well, you're going to change your life, aren't you? Gradually get rid all of a sudden of that thing in the corner, the devil's vision. Get shut. Get to do hobbies and get to do charity. In other words, do what is instructed in Scripture. Be other-centered, away from self to other things, to the benefit of other things, to other people. Is there a local charity down the road? If you're going into the shops, is there a poster saying, oh, the charity for this and there's a charity for that? Are you going to join in? Do you feel compelled? Oh yes, I can help out there. That's being other-centered. That's focusing upon away from yourself to others. Of a charitable spirit. This is the way we should be. It goes along with being courteous and kind and forthright and honest and upright and not taking any stick from the world. We are, after all, the children of God. Okay? Other-centered will stop this in its tracks about being self-centered. Now, I'll close with this. Being other-centered is looking towards being charitable. Deliberately looking for a charitable cause. And of course a local cause is the best cause. Not national. Forget about national. Forget about your NPCs, whatever, cancer research and Oxfam and all that. Away with that. It's local, individual charities. Now it depends on what you want to give to those charities, what is required of those charities. Now, being old-fashioned, which is a good thing, as long as it is old-fashioned in the right way. Income is set. Okay. I set aside monies from income, set aside into a charity box. Not a given amount, it's whatever there is roughly spare, goes into a charity box, accumulates, and then, of course, being there is no hardship if somebody needs charity, because you can take it from the charity box. It's not as though it's taken from you, because once it's departed from you and put into a charity box, it's not yours. It belongs to the charity. In other words, for charitable purposes. And it is of benefit. You see, at the end of the day, if we are being charitable to others, there is a reaping. God blesses a person who gives a cup of water to one of his own. And it's the same with the world. God blesses us for our charitable spirit. And by being charitable, we are actually going forwards in our faith, growing up. There is pleasure in giving pleasure to others who are in need. And it's part and parcel of a decent society. Not this thing that we got out here now, but it is part and parcel of a decent society. And the thing about it is that people nowadays will wonder who you are. Because there's less and less of a charitable spirit out there. But as Christians, we should be charitable. And we should be wise. If we've got people on the streets, I'll walk past them. I'll have nothing to do with them. Unless I can see that there is a certain peculiarity in somebody. And that begs my attention. Now that has happened. And we've had some fun times. That has happened. But generally, walk past. And it angers me because there are young men and women there out on the street. They're not old, they're young. They should be doing something with their lives. So they should be taking their lives in order. They're responsible for their lives. Personal responsibility. But all they want to do is disassociate themselves from society whilst being parasites on society. Now, I can see the Arminians going up and down. Well, okay, Mr. Arminian, you go attend to them then. But what I am saying is true. And fair. And upright. Man is responsible for his own actions. Personal responsibility. And a person that sits on the street, a young man or young woman, are doing so deliberately. Now, I've come across the odd one. It has been the odd one that has not been on the street deliberately, but they've been persecuted by the council, and I've taken it in hand to sort that out. Mr. Arminian, okay? And sorted that out and got them rehoused, and sued the council, basically. But at equal times, when there's an old man, and that's very rare these days, isn't it? When there's an old down and out and they want to... And I've talked to these people whenever I've met them, and they want to be down and out. They want to be on the streets. It's their life. They don't want it any other way. And I've talked to them, and I've taken them to the cafe and got them a meal and the like, and offered them accommodation somewhere, and they've refused. And let's say they want to spend their life on the streets. It's odd to us why, but to them it's odd to them why we should want to live with a roof over our head and pay bills and etc. You know, it's a different life. It's the way of life. But always look towards the good of others, and always there to defend the weak, and always look away from yourself, because at the end of the day, if you do not do so, if you do not engage to help others and to get a hobby, just to get away from self, you will wreck your life. You'll make shipwreck of it. Are we taught this in the pulpit? Are we heckers like? Most pulpits these days are just as dead as the doorposts that they walk past when they come in. Dead.